Born in 1292, Isabella was the daughter of King Philip IV of France and his wife Joanna of Champagne-Navarre. At aged 7, she was engaged to Prince Edward of England, whom she married in January 1308 in Boulogne Cathedral. Upon her arrival in England, she was subjected to the first of countless humiliations at the hands of Piers Gaveston, whose company her husband preferred to hers, despite her notorious beauty. Eventually, the barons, who had also been provoked by the greedy Gaveston, intervened. When the king's favourite was beheaded in 1312, Isabella's fortunes temporarily changed. In November, she gave birth to the son, who would grow up to be Edward III. For a few years, there seemed to be the hope of amicable relations with her husband. Unfortunately, Edward soon established an even more passionate attachment to Hugh Despenser than the one he had had with Gaveston. By 1322, Edward had imprisoned or executed his leading opponents, leaving him free to mismanage the country. For Isabella, the situation became intolerable. Despenser had not only taken away lands and revenues from the Queen, he had completely displaced her in the affections of the king. In 1325, Edward sent Isabella to France to negotiate a settlement over disputed lands with her brother, King Charles IV. In Paris, Isabella gathered a large following of exiled English barons eager to take drastic steps to recover the lands and power they had lost to the hated Despensers. Foremost among them was Roger Mortimer, who had escaped from imprisonment after the disturbances of 1322. In Mortimer, Isabella found not just a political ally, but someone who satisfied unfulfilled romantic needs as well. They became inseparable lovers and determined conspirators set on overthrowing Edward. Isabella and Mortimer landed with a powerful invasionary force on the Suffolk coast on September the 25th, 1326. Immediately they were joined by eager supporters weary of Edward's tyranny. In November, Edward and Hugh were captured. Isabella watched as Despenser was forced to wear a crown of nettles before being hanged, drawn, and quartered. Edward was forced to abdicate in January 1327. At the young age of 14, Prince Edward, his son, was crowned king, although Isabella and Mortimer actually ruled the country. Isabella proved to be every bit as incompetent a ruler as Edward, and Mortimer even greedier than Despenser. Having bided his time until his position was secure, Edward III finally moved against his mother. On the night of October the 19th, 1330, he led a daring raid on Nottingham Castle. Mortimer was taken prisoner. Isabella was treated with great care and dignity, but Mortimer was executed. Isabella was sent to Castle Rising in East Anglia, where she lived out her life in quiet seclusion. She died on August the 22nd, 1358, and was buried in an ornate tomb at Greyfriars Church in London.